KZN reporter Zinhle Mgadi joins us live from Durban. A very good morning to you, Zinhle. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you tell us what the mood is like at the school that you were at?
A very good morning to our viewers. We are here at Ngabagazulu High School, where obviously it's been a trend of over 90% pass rate in the past few years. It's still very early morning. You would believe it's only 6 o'clock. The school hasn't opened itself, and one would also presume that the excitement and the reactions and the tears were happening early in the morning in the garages in the surrounding area in Guamashu. We are in the second largest township in KwaZulu-Natal, so it's still very early morning. There is no one here, but obviously this is one of the very, very well performing schools in KZN. As you would know, KZN obtained about 69.5%, a slight increase from last year's percentage of 61.6%. But also one would also take note that there has been some schools that have been involved in some copying scheme that have been identified in the province. You'd remember last year there was about 20 schools that were involved and that were investigated for copying, and this year once again we find about 4 schools that have been involved in that kind of practice, and the department obviously frowns upon that. But nonetheless, it seems to be a well received kind of results for KZN, even though we seem to be falling part of the bottom 3 provinces that have performed in terms of the NSC examination results. But one would also take note that KZN, out of the whole 610,000 students that were involved, or candidates that were involved in the examinations in 2016, about over 50% of those students come from KZN. So KZN has the largest numbers of candidates that were involved, that were writing exams, and so you would imagine the amount of workforce that is needed for KZN and the amount of energy and effort that is put in KZN, hence the results. But one would certainly applaud the KZN Education Department for the slight improvement, considering the amount of workforce that is required for this province.
Well, Zinhle, what time can we expect the school to open this morning?
Well, we're expecting the school to open at around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. But also bear in mind that around that time as well, the Department of Education and the MEC of Education will be announcing more details on the results. We need more details for our viewers in terms of which are the schools that have performed in KZN well, which are the schools that have been involved in the copying scandal that I just told you about, which are the schools that have weakly performed in the area, in the province itself. So there's so many details that we especially as the media want to know, and the MEC will be giving those details to us at around 9 o'clock. But the school itself will hang around here and see if we can get some students coming through, some teachers coming through to congratulate the students here at Ngabagazulu High School just before we head to the Durban ICC for that much detailed briefing that we are going to get from the MEC of Education.
Well, thank you so much, Zinhle, for that update. That's our reporter Zinhle Mgadi live from Durban as the top performing school in the KZN province.